You know, it's been a few years since I've really got into a game. The last one to fully captivate me was Kenshi back in 2018. But after about 200 hours of playing that game, I started to realize the limitations of it, and just I wanted a game where you could interact with the world a little bit more. And I was then left again with nothing to play. But then I got an idea. I've made 2 games before. I have experience in this. Why don't I just buckle down and start a real game dev journey? Make the game I've always wanted. Now, I made Brimstone when I was 15, and I did that in about 4 months. And then I made the whole Exterminator game in about 2 weeks as a challenge to myself, since it had been years since I had fully programmed a game from start to finish. You know what? I can do this. I just need to make a plan. I make a game. I make the best game. I make the greatest game to ever exist. I'm talking unique, immersive, never before seen, deep crafting system, the largest open world to ever exist. I'm talking so big and empty, No Man's Sky would be jealous. I'm talking the game to end all games. There's unfortunately been a change of plans. I just got my budget, and it's about 0.0001% of what I was expecting. And on the employees list, there happens to only be one person, and that's me. So I'm gonna go come up with an actual game idea, and I'll be back in a bit.
5 minutes later.
So I'm making a 2D pixel art medieval fantasy life simulator sort of game. So far I've mostly just been testing my patience with an inventory system. So most of the devlog I'm just gonna spend explaining what my plans are for the game, since there isn't much to show. And if you were wondering, yes, the inventory system has left me a bit of a shell of a man. I am scoping pretty big for a solo developer just doing this on the side, but I've just decided I'm going to make some cuts in other areas. One of those being the art department. So yes, characters are just going to penguin waddle like this, and I'm going to limit the amount of animations in the game. And if you make fun of it, I do have to warn you, this is me. And I'm not afraid to sneak in your house via a heavy package, if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. Another cut that I'm going to make in order to make it easier for me as a little lonely old me to make the game is you're going to navigate on a world map similar to Mount & Blade Warband, where you kind of move in between important places that are handmade, and then everything else is just going to be randomly generated. I know Mount & Blade uses like preset random woods and then you just get a random one of them. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to have them randomly get generated. The like core principle that I'm attacking with this game is freedom. Okay, you're going to have freedom to do whatever you want. You're not going to be the main character. There's not going to be a main storyline that revolves around your character. The world is going to just function. You can sit in the woods and eat rabbits for 20 years for all I care. And you know what's going to happen? Monsters are randomly going to poke their heads out of the wilderness and terrorize little humans. Factions are going to go to war with each other. And random world-ending catastrophes might be triggered. And guess what? It doesn't care that you exist. It's all going to happen. If you want to participate, you can. Otherwise, eat your rabbits. So then, of course, I'm going to have a bunch of RPG elements in order to keep track of your skills and all that fun stuff. I'm also going to have a party system so that you can have little schmucks follow you around while you're playing the game. You know, you might not be playing with real people, but you aren't alone. I got code to get. Look, you might not have any friends in real life, but I have fake friends I will program to back you up. And I do want to get all of you fine folk in the development of this game, so I periodically will be releasing builds to play with these updates. For this video, there's not going to be one, because there's only really one thing you can do in the game right now, and that's pick up items and move them around your inventory. Riveting gameplay. I know. The first demo will most likely come in a few months with my next devlog, which is going to be like a combat demo. So I'm just going to have an arena for you to spawn things you can fight in. And yeah, this is my little project. Subscribe and all the noise for more information. And if you don't, well, I'm going to have to warn you once again. This is me.